So this project was a commission for us by Bedford Borough Council because they wanted to do something for their year of reading. And we were approached in the spring about seeing if we could interpret this idea of a trail based on Julia Jarman's Ben and Bella books. And so we decided we needed a producer who had insight into the needs of early years children and families. And we approached Kay Marnie because she's a local performer, but she's also a producer, and asked her if she could help to work out how we would approach this trail. And so she went through the process of looking at the Ben and Bella books written by Julia Jarman and deciding which ones we would use, how we would interpret them, and where we would put the trails. And we settled on the 3 parks and the library, that 4 set. And then she actually went through the stories and worked out how we would pull threads out of the stories into the form of trails, and identified a trail making company who would be able to produce the trail markers and the guide and put the whole thing together.
It feels really exciting. I was sent pictures of the bath with people in them before we've even launched. So I'm very excited that we've got a big red bath in Bedford Park. To come around the trail for the first time and see people already interested, looking at the markers, and to be there also with Julia Jarman and see how pleased she is with everything. It's just been a wonderful experience the whole way through.
One of the things we wanted to do was we really wanted there to be more than just a trail marker approach to the trails. And to that end, we thought maybe we could have a sculpture or some sort of physical element. And the Big Red Bath seemed like the obvious book to use for that inspiration. So we approached local sculptor Paul Pibworth, who's a fantastic good sport about these things, and gave him the challenge of creating a big red bath bench.
As soon as we spoke about it, I just thought to myself, well, let's just make a bench out of it. And whose idea was it to put it by the water? Absolutely inspired. We could hear the water trickling away in the background. It's almost like you're running the bath at the moment, you know, right at this very moment, so it's great.
I am astounded and delighted and impressed, and well, there aren't words to say how utterly thrilled I am with all that you've done, you wonderful team of people. I'm just knocked out.
But luckily, I just saw this in a skip, and I just went and approached them. I said, you know, if you're going to get rid of it, I'll buy it. I'll happily buy it off you. So I did. You know, so a bit of skip diving paid off, didn't it, really?
Oh my gosh, it's so much more than I ever thought it would be. I mean, when it was suggested by Chris Morris, our officer in charge of education, I thought, yes, let's do this. It sounds really brilliant. And then obviously having Julia Jarman as a local author was just perfect, that she would come along, and she supported us all the way along the line. So it's just amazing. It's so good. And we've been walking around it this morning and seen people sitting in the bath, doing the trail already, and we haven't even properly launched it. So it's just so wonderful to see something that was an idea early on in the year actually come to fruition.
I've got children of my own who I read the Ben and Bella books to, from my eldest, who's now 21, to my youngest, who's now 4. And so, you know, Ben and Bella and the Big Red Bath has been with us as a family, a really sort of dog-eared book that's been well used, and we love reading it. And I love the images. It's such a beautiful book and such beautifully illustrated by Adrian Reynolds as well. We really enjoy the dog trails that you see in other parts, in sort of in the forests and other areas, and we thought, well, why can't we do that in Bedford? But actually, why not do that with a local author in Julia Jarman, in books that are beautifully sort of written, the natural cadence of the book, more animals coming along each time felt sort of naturally lend itself to a trail. And it's just a free, fun activities for families to get involved in. I know personally we love trails, and just anything that you can do on a long walk to go, oh, why don't you go to the next thing, or go to the next thing, to keep them running and keep them moving. So yeah, it was an idea, and then partnering with Bedford Creative Arts, it came to much more of a reality as to how we can make it possible.
So in the end, we worked with a company called Brilliant Trails to actually put the trails themselves together. So they created all the different trail markers for us, the beautiful trailheads that you see in each of the parks, and the different markers along the way, and the beautiful brass rubbings. And they also put together this amazing guide, which you can collect from the different cafes and kiosks or from the library. And it gives you a little sort of quiz to do as you go through the trails, and then you've got the place to do your brass rubbing, and all 4 trails are in this one fantastic guide. So it really brings it all together and adds a fantastic level of quality.
It's really cool, actually. It's quite quirky. The kids love it. It's something a bit different. It's a very good place to have ice cream as well. Enjoy the little scenery that we've got.
Well, we've been preparing for this already this morning, and then we arrived here, started reading the stories, and then we've done a train here, and well, it was great.
So today at the event we are doing some trains from junk, and also we are creating some rails, so you can do by yourself, imagine what is the next way to follow and just draw something over it or just use stickers. And that's what we are doing right now.
I've enjoyed making the pictures and the train trail.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. My little girl's over doing story time at the moment, but she's had a great time with it, and yeah, it's really engaging, really fun.
When I first saw a photograph, I thought, oh, they've been up in the bathroom and stolen the bath, you know. Have I still got a bath? But it's so much. You have given my story another life.